Hi guys, a while ago I've made a video on damage explained, which is more or less like a PowerPoint slides on how I derive the damage model and how I do trade-off and so on. So in this video, I'd like to show you an illustration, take you step by step, working through the spreadsheet on how I actually use my damage model in real life to help me decide what artifacts or what items to use. Now, you've seen my videos on the Cosmic Patrols, and this new content is pretty harsh for Melee. I brought Psylocke to Cosmic Midtown Manhattan and didn't go too well. Not surprising, so I'm going to bite the bullet and say, well, maybe I should dual spec on her for the range build. So I'm going to explore range build for Psylocke first time, but that requires me to do quite a lot of like regear and so on. So for instance, the first thing I need to lose is the medallion, because this is quite a nice medallion, by the way. I need to lose this because it's no longer relevant if my majority of my power is going to be ranged. And as for medallions concerned, I think the rest I can still preserve. The one that I'm going to lose is this one here, because this again buff the melee power. I need to lose it. And what options do I have? I have 3 options here. I can use the Hand of Doom. All right. I can use the Gem of the Cursed, as well as the Metasensory. Now these are the best of the best I could get. But that's precisely why I have this damage model, because I want to see what works for me, rather than just following some guy that may be based on one of the best role out there. This is the best I have. So based on what I have, what can I do? All right. So before I go into the actual illustration itself, I need to take down some numbers, because with that would be the inputs to all my decisions and so on. All right. So the numbers that I need to take with me is only a few. The mental crit chance, because that is the foundation of my what's my crit, and then I can apply all these like new stat on it and see what happened. All right. Crit damage rating is something I need to take as well. I need to take the brutal strike rating and as well as the brutal damage rating. I leave this one here because in this analysis I'm not going to look into the melee part of it or the range as well. So I leave it on because I want to see what's a brutal chance, although it's 5%, you know. So I leave it there, but it doesn't affect my analysis in any way. All right. I also need to take down the base damage. Damage rating, I wrote it down, but then it's not important because as per my last presentation, this is being absorbed included into the mental mental damage rating anyway, so I don't need to think too hard on that. All right, and then I take in the mental damage rating as well as the mental base. I ignore the melee and the range, as I've said. All right, so. So I've written down all this number as well as the attribute of these 3 artifacts I have into my spreadsheet. I'm going to go into the spreadsheet right now and show you how I use my model, rather simply to decide which of the 3 artifacts are for me. All right. Okay, welcome to my spreadsheet. This is how usually I play this game behind the scene to find out for myself which of the items should I be using when it comes to the hero that is very specific to me. Now, though, I mean, in this illustration, which is really in real life, I need to find out which one of the artifact I shall use. You may have already got the idea which one of the 3 are the best. Having said that, I really wanted to find out by how far they are different between the 3 artifacts, and hence what this part of the video is about. Now, just now on my Psylocke, I've already picked out all the numbers, and I copy all the numbers onto this spreadsheet. All right, and I hope you have followed my video earlier on the damage explained, because that will give you the idea of what I'm talking about here. If you haven't watched that video, I strongly suggest you take a look at that first, because that would make this video would make a lot more sense once you have understood where I come from. All right. The damage rating is being grayed out because this is just for my information. I know that the game stat actually incorporate this number onto the mental damage rating, so I grayed it out. Well, usually for your calculation, you can just look into the crit hit rating. The reason why I note down the crit hit rating in absolute term is because some of these items affect the actual crit itself, and crit suffer diminishing return and require different kind of formula to it, and therefore I need to know because if you convert 2,679 rating, it won't give you for the 8.2 because 6% come from the hero synergy. So that's why I need to separate those stats out, because that is how the better way to calculate that. All right. Crit damage rating, I just need to note the final number because I know the formula to have the crit delta. Same as for the brutal strike rating, same as a crit, because I need to know the absolute number because it is being affected by two things. Number one is the 2% from the hero synergy. Second one is 20% from Hela blessing. So if you convert 2,559 brutal strike rating, no way it will give you this 53.2%. All right. And then you have the brutal damage rating, which is what I can take it from the game, and this is just a formula to apply it to augment it for Gem of the Curse. And then then I need to work out the normal damage, the crit and brutal booster as well to give me the average damage. Just to recap for those who have already watched the video, but just need a little bit of like a reminder where we come from, is that this damage model we talk about, this 3D damage model we talk about. We have the normal damage component, and also for the crit and brutal booster, how do we calculate it? Is from 1, which is a white one, plus crit times crit damage minus 1, which is this part, yellow part here, plus the crit times brutal percentage. We give you this one here. For the height of the red is basically brutal minus crit. So we are going to do exactly the same as what I've talked about in my previous video, but now in actual number. All right. So now before I even go into the number itself, bear in mind that I've deliberately removed the melee and the ranged number out from this model, because all these three artifacts doesn't it's not melee or range specific. So my actual damage output from Psylocke will be higher because I have just ignored all this number. All right, but since it is just for the comparison for these three artifacts, that shouldn't matter from the model point of view. All right. So how do we calculate normal damage again? Normal damage is the one. It is actually the base plus all the damage percentage on top. So how do we calculate that? Is equals to 1 plus the base damage. All right. Ignore the gray one, plus the mental base plus the mental damage rating. So just to recap, base damage and the mental base affected by attributes like the plus fighting, plus energy, while the mental damage rating affected by the gear itself. Now Omega system has its own kind of like percentage to it, and it affects either one of them. So that itself, it is my normal damage percentage. Then my crit and brutal booster, I'm going to do it slowly for one time, is equals to 1 plus the crit chance, which is 48.2%, times the crit damage minus 1, because we don't want to double count the white portion. All right, minus 1. Then that settles the yellow part of it, which is a crit, plus the brutal strike rating times the mental crit rating. That give me the width. Do you call it width? Yeah, the width of the red zone. Then times bracket brutal damage rating minus the crit damage rating, because you don't want to double count it. That gives the red portion. So that formula will give you the crit and brutal booster. So just to recap this model here, so I've got 300% here, I got 200% on the average. All right. So what's the average damage? Average damage is just merely this one multiplied by this one. All right. So that is my average damage. And just by looking at it, you probably would sense that if I have 5% or 10% to put into either normal damage or crit side of it, then I mean, you know, the crit and brutal booster actually is lower than the normal damage, but of course you have to augment by all this formula itself. So now, the next part is about how to apply this for the rest of the model. Now, before I do that, all right, I need to talk about a little bit about the diminishing return and give you some confidence as in how you derive the crit number, because that is important. With that, then you can derive all this crit augmented by Hand of the Doom as well as the Germ of the Curse. All right. So if you look at the crit, the mental crit hitting, it is 2679, right? 2679. So there is actually a diminishing return here. 2679 is actually at this region here. Okay, so I put 2679, right? So just to double check, 2679 here, 2679 here. Now, why I put it here? This chart is actually come from the one of the companion. I just copied the whole thing out. It convert the crit rating to because for every 5% of the to increase the crit by 5%, you actually need more rating itself. So where does 2679 land me? 2679 is not 3000 yet, but it's more than 2441. So I know my crit is above 40%. All right, my crit is above 40%, but by how much? Then I need to look at this too, right? So I know that. So how should we calculate that? It's actually let's do a very easy way, because although we know that the diminishing return is a curve, just for some mathematics simplistic way, we say that within the 5% is linear. All right, so this one is equals to bracket my crit rating minus this one here. All right, so minus lower one divided by bracket, all right, the 45%, which is a higher one, minus also the same lower one. All right, this gives me the relative distance where this 2679 is. All right, so this is going to be a percentage. I know this belongs to 5%. All right, and so either I have the full 5% or not full 5%, and then this one is actually a 40% on top, right? So it's 40% on top of this. So what have I got here? I've got 40% as a base. I got 5% as the incremental. I want to know how much of the 5% is being translated into my crit. So bam, that's my formula, 42.12. Now, it's not exactly the same because of the curve thingy, but it gives you some idea. So 42.12 plus 4%, 2%, so plus 6% is 48.12% by the calculation. So 48.2 is relatively, I mean, it's about there. So it's, I mean, you know, we can take it that, okay, this formula it should be all right? Because we linearize it, but in fact, it should be a curve. So it's approximately we can do that. Otherwise, it's a little bit hard to get in the real formula. All right. Another thing you would like to verify is this brutal itself is 2559. Now, where does it give me? 2559 brutal. 2559 brutal. You look at this one is around this area. All right. 2559 is here. So I just put a 2559 here. So 2559 here is okay. I know that my brutal is. From this rating itself, 2559 is above 30 but below 35. All right. So again, I have to do the calculation to see, linearize it and see where exactly it is in my brutal strike rating. All right. So this one is equals to bracket this one 2559 my rating minus the 2401, which is the lower of the 5%, all right, then divided by the upper of the 5%, which is 3151, minus the lower of it, which is 2401, all right. So again, this is times 5% because I just want to know the linear rate. I know the base is 30%. All right, 30%. So, you know, what have I got here? Same thing. I have 30% as a base. I know it's above 30%, but by how much above is the ratio between the how far is 2559 away from the base, which is 2401. This gives me 31%, around 31%. Now, is that how is it reconciled with my number? 31%. 31%. I've got hero synergy, so 31% become 33%. I have 20% from Hela, which is 53%. So roughly there. It's actually quite close as well. So that is how the game derived this 53%. So remember, I've got the brutal strike rating 2% from Synergy and the 20% from Hella. Convert that with the rating and give you this one. All right. So all this mumbo jumbo, and now comes to something more exciting. Is that how now with these all three of them, how should I how can I compare, right? Okay, so the first thing I'll do is that I'll just copy all this number and formula to the rest of it because they are all going to use it, but I'm going to modify the values. All right. Yeah, okay, so just copy it in. So now for Hand of Doom, I have 261 crit. All right. So what does that mean? This number is going to change by how much I have to calculate. 261, right? So it's basically equals to my baseline plus the 261. Give me 2940. Now I go back to the diminishing return 2940. So this one is 2940. It is still below the 45%, but it's pretty close now. All right, it's 44.46. All right, 44.46. So I know that my mental strike is equals to 44.46% plus 6% from the hero synergy. All right, so that is my new crit hit rating is about 50%. Okay, what's the next thing that changed? My damage rating is 322. So I'll affect this guy here. So again, this one is baseline plus 322 divided by 40. That's how the percentage come in, and divide by 100%, right? Because percentage. So my mental damage rating actually goes up into about 136%. The last one is a brutal, is 258, right? So how this works is that this brutal strike rating plus 258, all right, 258, and this gives me 2818, 2818, all right? Come here, 2818 is still below the 35%, 2818, 2818, give me 32.78, all right, 32.78, 32.78. So what does that mean? 32.78. So here is equals to 32.78%, right, from the diminishing return formula plus my 2%, right, plus my Hella give me 20%, right? That would give my new brutal strike rating to be 54.78%, right? Well, actually, you know what? I got the wrong cell. Okay, so too excited. Let me just correct this one here. So okay, so this is the one here. All right. Okay, I just want to double check. So this one is still correct. So what have I changed here? I just highlight the changes, right? So I've changed this one. All right. So I changed this one because this is the damage, a 322 damage rating. All right. I have also changed this crit rating because the Hand of Doom give me crit, all right, and I've also changed the brutal as well. Okay, so what do I have in the end? I have 921% as my average damage. Now, what's the net change? Meaning that with this artifact against the baseline, which is without artifact, is equals to this one minus that one. All right, so it is basically the 921 minus 870. I have an increase of 51% in absolute value. Now, what's the rate of change? Meaning that what is 51%? You know, on this 870% that I have, that one is equals to this percentage divided by this one. All right, so that is basically a 6%. So overall I see a 6% damage increase, which in absolute term is actually 51%, right? Which is nice, big, but how much it has increased? 6%. So now we go for a Gem of the Cursed. I go a little bit faster here because I think you guys have already warmed up to the whole thing. It's so exciting here. Okay, so this guy here, I try to not to do a wrong cell this time, is equals to this guy here plus the crit 193, right? So it's 2872. Go into diminishing return, 2872, 2872, 2872 is a 4385, all right? 4385. Okay, so this one is equals to 4385% plus the 6%, all right? Okay, I hope I get it right. So this is like 49.87. So this is what I've changed. Okay, so the next thing I need to change is the crit damage rating. That one's easy. This one is equals to my original baseline plus what is my crit damage? 635, all right? Divided by 80. Remember, 80 not 40, all right? Divided by 100%. This will give me my new crit damage rating. Next stop, brutal 189 is the new brutal strike. So this one is the baseline plus 189. All right, that would be 2748. 2748 is I'm going to go 2748. All right, and this give me 3231. Go back here. The new one is going to be 3231% plus 2% from hero synergy plus 20% from blessing. This will give me a new brutal strike rating as the 54.31%. Right? So I just mark it here. So I know I've changed that. And then the brutal damage rating is being changed as well. So it is the baseline plus 733 divided by 80 divided by 100. All right, so this gives me 516%. So in general it's higher. So this is something I've changed as well. Just to recap, I've changed the brutal strike, brutal damage. I trained the crit damage as well, so I'm going to highlight this one as well. So what do I have in return? I have 901, so this one is equal to the net change itself is lesser than if I was to go with Hand of Doom. So Hand of Doom beat Doom beat Curse this time round, and my net change will be 4%. So it's either 4% or 6%. All right. In all honesty, by the way, just pause here for a while. I thought that the Gem of the Curse is going to beat the Hand of Doom because of the high crit damage as well as brutal damage as well. Because they always say that always go for crit, always go for crit, always go for crit. Crit damage. But I mean, it actually came as a little surprise to me. I thought Gem of the Curse is going to beat that, but it doesn't. Okay, but it's good. I mean, that's why I'm going through this calculation, just to confirm certain things. So about Metasensory. Now, Metasensory is very interesting. Now, let's go for the base damage one first. I mean, the 314 damage rating is actually pretty easy. It's equals to the baseline, all right, plus 314 damage rating divided by 40 divided by 100 is the new mental damage rating. What about +1 rank? +1 rank is actually quite hard to model here because you know how the whole game works in terms of +1 rank. We'll actually plus it to active power as well as to passive as well. So what I had for Psylocke was a Curse Medallion, which only buffed the melee. It's good news because in my entire calculation here, I ignore melee. All right, so what I did was that I have a Cosmic Curse Medallion. So I went into the normal curse and then get a normal curse medallion. So one is +2, one is +1. I want to see what's the difference is because I pick a power which is a butterfly, the signature that is on the range as well as area, nothing on the melee. So the Curse Medallion does nothing to this power except the +2 and +1 power. So what I did is that I look into the rank that I have a rank 44. When my butterflies are at the rank 44, I'm doing this damage. When my butterfly is at rank 45, I'm doing that damage. So I know the difference. I know the change to it. So I know that +1 rank roughly is about 2%. So what I do is that here, here I will then instead of this guy here, I will actually manually do a 2% on top as well, all right? Just to add that flavor because I presume that +1 rank does something, all right? So it does. So in the end, Metasensory doesn't beat anything, which I think you would expect this result anyway. But by how much? I mean, I was interested in. So from the absolute number point of view, I mean, you know, it actually does. I think just let the number speak for. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? Is equals to this one divided by this one here. Is actually 3%. So. So what does this tell us, right? You know, this tells us an interesting story. A lot of people are crazy over Gem of the Curse, right? But you look at Metasensory and Gem of the Curse, the difference is like, well, I mean, there is different there, it's 1%. But if you look at Metasensory and Hand of Doom, is really good. But of course, the roll matter as well, because I don't think I've got the highest roll. But then again, you work with what you have, and if we are not into spending millions into re-rolling just to get the highest the roll, I mean, you always work with what you have, right? So you know, a high roll Gem of the Curse can still beat quite a fair bit, and I mean, but yeah, I mean, I hope that in this video it does give you some idea as in how we shall compare artifacts when it comes to what you have to the heroes that you have. So I hope this video is useful to you. Do drop me any question you have, or if you found that my calculation is majorly flawed in some sense, just let me know as well. I mean, it's a learning journey. What I have done here, I do not claim to be 100% correct, but it is within a simple enough model for me to at least make some sense of the game, whereby they don't really tell you too much about what is better than the other, unlike some other games that you can just like, you know, okay, you know, with that is the overall effect of what my hero can do. And I mean, I haven't really got into the whole range and melee, which if I add the range and melee, I would get a higher value for my Psylocke, beloved Psylocke, and just for my own sake, I think I'll just pick up Hand of the Doom for Psylocke when I do a dual spec on her range build, so that she can still do something in Patrol. All right, so yeah, that's all, and again, happy Easter. Bye.